They are all disabled, starting from the father who said that he slept one day and woke up with his leg gone, to the mother who crawls but still manages to do home activities, to the last-born who was denied a chance to attend school due to being physically impaired. But what happened to all these family members? And how do they manage to make a living? This is a family struggle with disability.
Mimi naitwa Edmund Emmanuel Malia.
Edmund Emmanuel Malia was born in Kibosho. That was in 1954. He was born and lived a normal life. As any other kid, he went to school, studied and finished secondary schools, then became a mechanic and a driver. Life by then was good until 1976 when he suffered from diabetes and then stopped driving. He grew and later wanted to get married, and when he met Amina back in 1992, he realized she was the only one who would be the mother of his children. By then, Amina was already disabled, and that never stopped Edmund from loving her, despite knowing a number of different girls who were normal. After marrying this woman, he went away from people and avoided their comments, knowing that such comments would be all negative and they could not tell him a thing since he was nowhere to be found, and then focused on his responsibilities as a man. He was ready to help the wife in everything she needed and did his best until recently when he also became disabled. The man had sugar problems and developed a wound on the leg near the toes. The wound swelled and he then went to hospitals, but his treatment failed and he was transferred to different hospitals until when the final decision was cutting off the leg on 20th October 2021. During his time at the hospital, the bill was covered by Good Samaritans from the church and the neighborhood, all trying to help, plus the saving he had made, but still wasn't enough. He had saved money for building a good retirement house, but by when the illness kicked in, the house plans were swept aside and he focused on treatment. He shares with us how he lost the leg the day he went to the hospital and the last thing he remembered after entering the operational theater. The 68-year-old woke up after 8 days at the hospital when the operation was successfully done. He found himself locked up in what looked like chains, lying down, and one leg was inserted in the bottom, and he never knew what was going around at that moment. He quickly shouted, asking why he was locked in that way, and doctors explained that since he was in coma, he would have woken up immediately and ran without noticing that the leg was no longer there. And that is when he realized the leg had been amputated and immediately felt the same pain he would have felt during the operation, and asked doctors why. They replied that his body cells are not yet dead, which could always disturb him like twice or thrice a day. The fact that they're living under extreme poverty with no own house and always struggling with rent makes him afraid. He believes if they had a house, it would be helpful in making him worry, wondering what on earth would happen in case he might die, as the last-born is likely going to remain homeless and helpless. Due to having lost his leg, the old man says that prosthetics would help him to act and live as someone with both legs, plus daily medication for his diabetes, which is not affordable to him. Since losing his leg, he has no work and earns nothing, and all his savings was spent in the whole treatment process, which puts his life at stake. The man requests for a motorcycle normally used in transporting goods and people so as to keep sustaining his family. Amina Hassan is the wife to Edmund. She was born in Kigoma in 1967. She went to school but dropped out in Senior 4. Amina was born normal but later suffered from polio, which left her disabled due to no vaccine, but thanks to her parents who taught her how to cope with life and adapt to this disability. She went to school and dropped out in senior 4. She's now a mother to 3 children, and the 2 elder children were born normal, but the last born was so unfortunate to find himself disabled, as he was born premature and delayed in the womb. From that day up to now, his organs were weak and remained weak. Since the last born can crawl up to the road, he's the only one who can help them survive by going on streets begging. If he's lucky enough, they get money and eat. If not, they sleep hungry. The 16-year-old by now went to school recently, but teachers refused and denied him to attend, saying he's too old to start right now, as he was delayed due to being physically disabled. As any other child, he had dreams and wanted to become a doctor, but now all dreams are shattered as he can only crawl and can stand by the help of leaning on something else only for a few minutes. Since the husband's leg was removed last year, he still hasn't mastered walking, like recently where he fell down 3 times when learning how to walk and ended up giving up. In this family, Amina is the strongest, meaning she's the one that does home activities like fetching water, cooking, washing clothes, and more. Due to no money, they have spent 6 months without paying rent and are on the verge of being evicted from the house. And it's very unlikely for this family to afford food, as they can't afford eating twice a day, which is impossible. But when they're lucky enough, they get 1 meal per day, and to them, this is a miracle. They're now requesting for the help so as to survive. They suggest a motorcycle will be helpful in terms of finance and improve the standards of living. Contribute and make an impact to their lives on the Giving Lives link found in description and pinned in top comments. Sometimes life can be a bit daunting between the big life decisions, heartbreaks, tragedies, and even simple bad days when nothing seems to go right. The journey of life may not become easier as we grow older, but we do seem to understand it better as our perspectives evolve. Thank you for watching. I'm Elijah and this is Afrimax English. Remember to subscribe.